reveal your Christianity.
No, I tell him all the time.
He's like, he go to church? And then he was like so stunned. The lady said, his fiance said, yeah, he go to church, honey.
Wow.
Yeah.
She listens.
Yeah. Yeah. That's amazing, huh?
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. How are we doing on this fine Sunday?
All is well.
Doesn't sound too great. Not off to a great start, I gotta say. Hopefully you guys can redeem yourselves. That's why we're at church, though. Anyways, just a couple quick announcements here. We are having a fellowship here, so if you have a question or comment during the service, raise your hand. I will bring a mic to you. Samuel will bring a mic to you. If you get the mic, try not to wave it around or be tapping on it or anything like that, so the audience in here and the people at home can hear you just fine. Please, no food or drink in here throughout or at the end of the service. It looks like everyone's following the rules on that regard. I appreciate it. Please check your cell phones right now. Silence the cell phones. Please silence the cell phones. Somebody's cell phone's going to go off. And just like always, it's going to be very uncomfortable, especially for me, I gotta say. Makes my stomach hurt. Anyways, if anybody needs to use the restroom at any time, it is back through that door and then to the left. If you get lost, don't fear, never fret. TJ is back there wearing a blue Bond sweatshirt. He will guide you. TJ is a Sherpa, part-time Sherpa. So do not fret. Anyways, if any of the hooligans in the back maybe want to move forward, maybe move forward a little bit so the lollygaggers who will be coming in late, and you can bet on it, they're going to come in late, can sit in the back. Yes, thank you. Amazing. Thanks, guys. Anyways, that's all for me. Happy Sunday.
Incredible. Amber, how are you? White, right?
Jesse, we're live.
You white?
Yes.
You're not sure?
I'm not sure. I think I'm white. Yeah.
You Jewish? You a Jew?
Yeah. We had this discussion.
Oh, sorry about that. I'm playing. Good morning. Welcome to church. I'm Jesse Lee. You don't look like why you don't look like a Jew? You don't have any money? Are you one of those broke Jews? No, I'm playing. Where am I? Welcome to church. I'm Jesse Peterson. My friend is a Jew, I just found out. Welcome to church. You can get involved by going to our YouTube chat line, and Hate will let me know, and I can respond to your questions or comments. All right? Welcome, everybody. So I just got in last night from Florida. I spoke down there at the 21 Summit last night, and Friday and yesterday. So we got in late last night, so we're going to have real fellowship. If you guys don't have anything to talk about, I'm going to sleep. I'm going to bed. And so thank you, Hate, for sitting in. Did anybody hear the show Friday? Oh, good. How did Hate do, Hassan?
Really good job.
All 5 hours?
Amazing job, yeah.
Were you surprised he made it through 5 hours?
No.
Hate sat in for me on the show Friday. You were not surprised?
No.
Amazing. Maybe next time you can sit in.
Would love that.
Oh, okay.
I've been practicing.
Oh, yeah, I mean, especially if Nick is out of town, we'll use you. Nice. And so I asked Hake about it this morning, how did he feel about it? And he said, go to Hake with the mic for me. Listen to his Hake response.
I can't say it in church.
Well, don't use the cuss words.
It stunk. Yeah, it was, my back was hurting. Yeah, it was rough.
Your back was hurting and what else?
My back is hurting and it's rough.
It was tough. The mic is not good right now.
Oh, okay. So you said your back was hurting, it was hot in the studio. His voice started to go away, right?
Yeah.
His voice started to go, what a beta male. You're a grown man. I can't say all the other words that's in there. But thank you for sitting in. Any questions or comments? Anybody have any first timers? Oh, nice. What's your name and how did you hear about us?
Torres Efren is my name, and my buddy here brought me here.
Right on. Any questions about anything?
No, not at the moment. I'm sort of finding out what this is all about as we go along. So,
Oh,
but
okay.
I'm open. So,
Right on.
yeah.
All right, well, thanks for coming.
Thank you for
I
having me.
appreciate that. And what's your name and how did you find us?
Joel.
Joel?
Yeah.
Your name is Joel?
Yep.
Okay.
And found you on YouTube.
Oh, okay. Any questions or disagreements or anything? What's wrong with the mics in there?
Yeah, I don't know, there's a lot of feedback. I'm good talking to you.
No, no questions. Just looking forward to the church.
Right on.
Switch the mic.
Yeah.
All right. Are any disagreements about anything?
No.
Did you go and forgive your mother?
Mhm.
You went to her?
Yeah.
What happened?
She was kind of
Speak into the
confused.
mic for me.
She was confused as to why I was doing it at first, but overall it went well.
So your mother was pretending to be confused about you forgiving her.
I guess so. Yeah.
She wasn't confused. Did you move out?
Mhm.
Oh, good. Good, man. Any questions about anything?
No. Just happy to be here.
Right on. And what's your name? How did you find us?
My name is Ben, and he showed me some of the videos of the church and some, yeah.
What was your first impression when he showed you?
I think I was shocked at first. Just,
And what made you, what shocked you?
I don't know. I don't know. He showed me the videos like 2 years ago. So my first, yeah.
Oh, I see.
The radio show. Yeah, those are funny.
Yeah.
But-
How old are you?
24.
Did you go forgive your mother?
I'm sorry, but I'm not exactly sure what that means.
Oh, after 2 years, you still don't understand that? What the? Do you live with your mother?
No.
Okay. Well, before church is over, you will understand.
Okay.
All right. Well, any question?
No.
Okay. Well, thanks for coming. I appreciate it. All right. So, anybody have anything you want to talk about or anything on your mind? No. Okay. So, I was down in Florida, as I said, speaking at the 21 Summit, and the 21 Summit is an organization that deal with men issues. And they have speakers coming in from everywhere. Men come from all over the world, really. But what I think I noticed it the first time I went, but the second time I talked to some of the speakers, and some of the speakers are like guys who have internet shows, and they teach men how to conquer women. You know, apparently there are a lot of men who are afraid of women. They can't get a date and all that. Anybody here like that? He raised his hand. And he's all slut maker. Yeah. You say sometimes you like that? And sometimes you're afraid to get a date with a woman?
Well, I mean, not afraid to come up to him, but when I find out that there was somebody, okay, then I gotta back off, you know.
What do you mean? Oh, if they're with
When they're
someone.
where they have a boyfriend or something.
Well,
Like,
that- well, you
why
know,
would I continue talking to him, you know?
Right.
Because if she cheats on him, well, she
Right.
listens to me, she could do it
But
to me
you're
too,
not
you know?
supposed to talk to another man's woman. What the?
No.
That's all. That's just naturally off.
Well, yeah, but that's how it
Whether
starts,
she
though.
cheats
That's
or
how it
not,
starts, you know?
I know, but whether she cheat or not, you don't want to intrude on another man's woman.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
That's always been ever since I was a teenager. You know what? I liked the girl in school, you know, and I know that she's with somebody, you know.
So have
I just
you
back off,
always
you know.
hit on other men, women?
The what?
You been hitting on other men?
No,
and
but
women
I
since
don't
high
know
school?
that they're with somebody until they tell me, you know?
Oh, I see.
Yeah, you know, yeah.
Oh, you don't see the guy there.
Yeah, I don't see, yeah. Then
They tell you.
later they tell me that, oh, then I got to back off, you know?
Right.
Right? You know,
But how
yeah.
about women that don't have a man?
Well, there's very few of them, you know. I mean, well, the ones that I like, you know, but yeah. You know, we all got tastes, you know.
But there are a whole bunch of women out there now, more
Yeah, I
than
know,
men.
but you know, us guys, we have certain tastes, you know, like we like them a certain way, you know, how they look like, or, but then again, you know, you can't really concentrate on the outside, you know, it's better the inside, you know,
Yeah,
what's
right.
inside, you know.
You ain't, ha-
The heart, you know, the heart, yeah.
you ain't hardly think about what's on the inside. He looking at this woman across the room.
Yeah.
Oh, I wonder what's on the inside. That ain't happening.
It's pure hell, right?
All right. But are you still afraid of women?
No, I'm not, no.
Oh,
No,
okay.
I mean, there's nothing to be afraid of, you know,
Right.
except the hell that's in them, right?
Well, don't be afraid of that either.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. All right. Amazing. But anyway, I noticed that a lot of the guys are teaching other guys how to conquer women, right? And men are not supposed to be trying to conquer women. You're supposed to help women overcome. You're supposed to, because women are looking for a father's love, right? They're not looking for some guy to take advantage of them in their weakness. But that seems to be the theme right now. And I know there are women online too that are teaching other women how to be sluts as well. That's not the way you want to go, because if you notice, you already have problems, and the problems are pretty much coming from that kind of stuff. So you definitely don't want to enhance that and encourage that kind of stuff. But it was a good comfort though, otherwise. I mean, I guess people need that. Because I know that there are organizations like Men Going Their Own Way, MGTOW, right. And then there is, what's the name of the other group?
Incels.
Yeah, incels. You're not supposed to give up on life. You're supposed to enhance life, right? Never ever give up on life. I can't, now I don't know what's going to happen tomorrow, but I can never imagine myself just giving up on life. I remember when I moved to LA, I went downtown on Skid Row, just looked around, and mostly, at that time, it was mostly black men down there. Now it's everybody. But I would wonder, what is it like to just give up on life and say, hey, I'm just gonna go and live on Skid Row. I'm just gonna be a drug addict. I'm just gonna be a loser. I can't imagine what that's like. You know what I mean? To just give up. Life is about going through stuff. It's about overcoming. Because in those tough times, you're being made strong. Really, when husband and wives are fighting, those are some of your best moments. It's not a divorce moment. It is a coming closer moment. You know what I mean? But society is so weak now, the first thing they think about is breaking up. Oh, if I can't control you, I'm out of here. That's not the way to go. No wonder America is so weak. I was asking Chris this morning, and Chris is white. He's white, my audio engineer and expert. But I was asking him, I noticed now, because they're, not that Chris hates the Jews. I don't want to. Why y'all laughing? Why are they laughing? They don't believe me?
Guess not.
But there are a bunch of white guys out there who hate the Jews. Well, they say they don't hate them, but they blame the Jews for everything. Sorry, buddy. No wonder you come incognito. But they blame the Jews, and now I'm noticing that the blacks are taking the rest of the stuff that the white have. And because when I turn on TV, all I see now are black people in commercials, in everything. And I know it's affirmative action that got them there because there's no good stuff, right? And so I asked Chris this morning, what are you people going to do? You say the white people the Jews took all your other stuff. Now the blacks taking the rest. What are you going to do? And you said,
we're gonna do what we always do and just start our own thing. I mean, the ones that are just giving, there's white people that are just giving it away. They just have to suffer and die. The rest of us, we just got to do our own thing, create more things as we've always done.
Oh. But the world is a mess. And my engineer, Billy, reminded me that the world is a mess because it's just catering to people's egos. It's not trying to really fix the problem. They're just fixing, catering to everybody's ego instead of solving the real issues. And that's what we got to do. We got to deal with real issues. Real issues, all right? So my biblical question for this week, if no one has anything, my biblical question is, have you ever done anything in your life right or wrong and it was your fault? It was your fault. Have you ever done anything in your life right or wrong and it was your fault? Yes, sir.
Well, I think I'm doing the right thing. I've been working with my father most of almost my entire life.
Right on.
Him and I, we run a small landscape maintenance business. I've always been alongside with him. Ever since I was a kid, I want to be with my dad. My dad. Growing up wasn't really that easy because my mom. You're right, exactly what you say, that women turn the children away from their fathers.
Absolutely.
They pretend to be victims, but I've always instinctively I've always wanted to be with my dad. I want to be a man. I don't want to be. She always, I was 10 years old and she still wanted to take me to baby showers from her other friends, and no, you know what? No, I want to go to work.
10 years old?
Yeah.
Whoa.
My dad would go to work on the weekends with my uncle, my mother's brother.
Yeah.
And I want to make money. I want to go out. I want to, right? That's how it should. I think that's how it should be, right?
Absolutely.
If you have a father. If you don't have a father, then it's kind of more, life I think is a little more difficult, right?
It is.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So my whole life I've been helping. It's him and I. We've gone through, arguments and stuff. But I'd rather take crap from my old man than from some other old man.
So do
Right.
you like working with him?
Yeah. I can't. I can't see myself working with someone else. I can see myself working by myself.
Right.
But he's getting older, so
Good. So when he dies, you'll take over.
Yeah, but
Nice.
it's gonna be hard to find help because a lot of these guys out here, they don't want to. They want to make more than what I make now, and they want to come home early and be home by 3.
Yeah.
Come on,
I know it doesn't work like
There's
that.
just yeah.
But don't worry about that yet. Wait until he dies. Wait until you take over. Then you take care of that.
No, and my mom, she hates the fact. She's always hated that I'm always with my dad. My dad, why don't you come? I raised you right. I did, I did this, I did that. Like, you're supposed to do that, right? You were
That's right.
supposed to do that,
Yeah.
But we got to turn to the father, like you say, turn to the father. If you have a dad, you love your dad.
And so how do you deal with your mother when she says those things?
Well, I mean, as an adult now, I'm more distant now. But yeah, as a teenager, man, it was really
Yeah.
just a constant battle,
I know. That's
Yeah.
why fathers should stand between the children and fight the kids' battle for them
Yeah.
instead of allowing the mother to do that to them.
Like, she would try to use stuff that my dad would do, but that was between them. It wasn't
Right.
me. He didn't do it to me. Like you said before, he didn't do it to you. That was just between them.
Like,
But
oh,
you
your
shouldn't.
daddy was an alcoholic.
Oh, your dad did this. Your dad was this, and then
And it had nothing to do with me.
Yeah.
You
My
still love
grandmother,
me?
my
Yeah.
maternal grandmother was the same way. Always, she would always talk bad about my grandpa. Your grandpa never did this, or your grandpa, we were starving, we were this, we were that, blah, blah, blah. We didn't have this, we didn't have that.
Are
He
you
didn't
from
do anything for
Mexico?
us. No, I was born here, but my parents are from Mexico.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, Mexican mothers are something else.
Yeah.
I thought black mothers were bad. Mexican mothers made black mothers look like angels.
Yeah. So it was just, and I grew up with my grandparents were the ones who raised us, me and my sister, while my parents were at
And then
work.
they be talking Spanish.
Yeah.
And then when they get mad, they do this. We used to have a Mexican lady clean the building, and she didn't like the employees at all. And when they would ask her to do something, she was like, "Ah." And she would speak the Spanish stuff. And then when they would tell me what happened, I'd talk to her about it. Oh, no, senor, that wasn't me. I just doing my work, senor. See, this is nice. And been raising all that hell. Yeah, well, I feel for you.
Yeah.
Have you forgiven them?
Well,
Your mother,
actually, both of them I did in person.
Right on.
And, of course, my mother didn't. She said, why? I did everything I should have done. You should be grateful to me, like,
So did you give her the finger and go?
No, I didn't do
why-
that, but I just, okay,
Why you just give her
God
the
forbid
finger
you-
and go live
No.
your life? No, I don't give her the finger.
No. Yeah, but, I said, okay, it's fine. My dad's more silent. He doesn't like to argue a lot, He's not that type of person that, only women argue, right?
Right. Never argue with a woman.
No.
It'll drive you crazy.
Yeah.
All right,
Okay.
we'll forgive them. Have you ever done anything in your life right or wrong and it was your fault? I'm sorry?
Absolutely, yeah.
You have?
Yeah.
And so you've done something right or wrong and it was your fault?
I've done a lot of things that are my
Can you
fault.
speak into the mic for me?
I've done a lot of things that are my fault, I think.
You have?
I think
Can you
so.
tell me one thing you've done and it was your fault? Is this your first time here?
Yeah.
Oh, no wonder you're so nervous.
Yeah.
You're like, what the? Relax. Take a breath. You want some water?
No, no, thank you.
Don't fall out. Okay. Are you able to say one thing, nothing personal if you don't want to. Are you able to say one thing you did that was wrong and it was your fault?
I guess,
Speak up a little bit, the way you yell at your boyfriend. When you're mad.
well, yeah. Starting fights with him.
So you say start a fight with him?
Yeah.
Oh,
Did that this
and so
weekend.
you were wrong for starting a fight with him?
Yeah.
And why did you do it?
Pushing him away.
Pushing him away?
Yeah.
And why you want to push him away?
I don't want to, so,
You don't want to push him away?
no.
So why you starting a fight to push him away?
Bad habits, doing that to everybody throughout my life, so,
You do?
yeah.
And why?
I don't know.
You don't know?
No.
Oh, okay.
That's my responsibility, but that's my fault too.
Oh, yeah. Have you ever done anything right and it was your fault?
Yeah, I think so. I think there's people I was justified to cut out of my life, but it hurt a lot of people. But
Yeah.
I still feel like I was right to do it.
Oh, okay. How did you hear about us?
He brought me.
Have you heard any of the shows or anything?
He showed me some of them.
I can't hear you.
He showed me some of them.
And what do you think about it?
It's interesting. I like it.
To say the least. In what way are they interesting?
I guess it's less formal, so it seems more honest.
Can you speak a little louder for me?
It seems more honest.
Yeah. Right on. Any question about anything?
No,
Any disagreement?
no.
I'm glad you're here.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I'm glad to be here.
Right on. Amber, have you ever done anything right or wrong, my biblical question, in your life and it was your fault?
Yes,
Yes, what?
I've done things
Both
right and wrong,
Oh,
and it
okay.
has been my fault.
What have you done right in your life and it was your fault?
I can't really think of anything I've done right.
So you've done nothing right in your whole life. You can't think of one thing.
I can't think of anything right now. I
Oh.
guess I can say like something I've done wrong is resent my parents because it wasn't their fault. They didn't know any better. So me like hating them, that was wrong. That was wrong of me.
Oh, okay.
But I can't think of anything right.
So you've never done anything right. I know you're glad to hear this before you marry her.
I just can't think of anything.
I'm sorry?
I can't think of anything.
Wow. How old are you?
I'm 23.
You haven't done nothing right in 23 years. Not one thing. I understand it. All right. How about right here? Have you ever done anything right or wrong in your life and it was your fault?
I've done right and wrong things in my life that were my own fault.
Oh, yeah? What right thing have you done and it was your fault?
I realized some of the things I did in the past were wrong and repented and tried to change my behavior.
What right thing you've done?
Repenting for the wrong I've done.
Oh, that's the right thing you've done in your life?
Yeah.
Oh, I see. And that's the only thing you ever done? Right?
Geez. Maybe.
Wow. You sit by Amber. Really? So the only thing you ever done right, how old are you?
31.
Wow. So you can only think of one thing, and that was forgiving your parents.
I guess I've been kind. I think I've been good to my little brother.
You think you have?
Yeah.
Not sure.
I mean, I haven't been perfect, that's for sure.
Oh, okay. What wrong have you done in your life, and it was your fault?
Well, I was living together with a woman out of wedlock for a while.
Is this your first time here, too?
Yeah.
Oh, it is? All white people look alike. Are you Jewish or are you white?
I'm white. I'm mostly white.
You mostly white?
I might be mixed Jew.
Oh. You got a friend. And so, what wrong have you done? You mean to your brother?
No, I said I was living with a woman out of wedlock, not married.
And why were you doing that?
It didn't seem wrong to me at the time, and it felt good to live that way.
Right. Why did it feel good to live that way?
Because, like, I had a companion around in the sex.
Oh, that's all for. What a mess. And what made you realize it was wrong? Did you realize later, hey, I shouldn't be doing this?
Yeah, I did.
How?
Because she got pregnant and...
By who?
Me.
Oh.
And then I wanted to get married and raise a child, and she had an abortion instead.
Wow. How did you feel about that?
Terrible. At the time, I tried to lie to myself and say oh, she didn't really kill the kid because it's not a kid yet.
Yeah.
But I know better now.
Yeah. How long ago was that?
A couple of years.
So how you feel about it now?
I'm not gonna make the same mistake again.
Yeah. That's amazing. So you dumped her after that?
Yeah.
Yeah. That was good. How did you hear about us?
I've been watching you guys on YouTube for a while.
Any question or anything?
Not right now.
Any disagreement?
I don't agree with everything you say, but I agree with most of what you say.
One thing, can you think of one thing you disagree about?
Yeah.
What?
What you've said in the past that you think interracial marriage, for example, is you said it's not wrong, but you said it's unnatural and it only happens because we're in a fallen state.
Right.
And I don't know if that's true.
Why not?
It doesn't seem true.
Why not?
Because it doesn't seem like color or race is that important in the end.
Why not?
Because I don't know if our spirits even have races.
Do you think Jesus would marry a Christian?
I don't think Jesus got married.
Right, he didn't. That's why. No, I'm playing. I'm joking. I'm trying to stay awake here. The only reason people do it is because they're trying to run away from something. If you resent your mother and you grow up, you don't want a wife like that. I would never marry a woman like that.
Right.
And so you try to find a woman that's not like that, and so you end up with a different race, not realizing it's the spirit. And so you end up with a black woman or Asian or whatever, and it's the same spirit because you become attracted to what you hate. But so that's why you do it. But if you grew up loving your parents, meaning not resenting them, you would never deviate from that.
I don't know if that's true or not, but...
Well, get married. When you get married, marry a white woman. And then be a perfect husband, and she be a perfect mother. I guarantee your kids will keep your family tradition going. They wouldn't deviate from you.
But when it comes down to it, if say there's a white woman and she doesn't have any values, and there's a black woman who believes in marriage and not aborting her own children and whatnot, obviously the black woman's a better option out of those two, right? Right.
But you would just wish her well. You wouldn't marry her.
I don't know about that. I might marry her.
Well, you're kind of desperate right now.
You think so?
I understand. You got problems.
Yeah, I got problems. I'm not sure if that's one of them, but
No, that's one of them.
well,
Did you go and forgive your mother?
yeah.
And how did that go?
I'm realizing now that I don't think I forgave her all the way in my heart, even though I said the words.
And why are you realizing that? What made you realize that?
Something I realized during silent prayer.
And so, did you go back and talk to her again?
I'm gonna need to eventually.
Oh, okay. And how about your father?
I'm actually going to meet him for the first time in many years tonight.
Really? How many years?
Shoot, 5, 6, 7.
That's amazing. What was it like not being around him?
Pretty hard.
Yeah. That's amazing, man. Well, forgive your father.
I'm going to.
Yeah, he couldn't help it.
Yeah.
Amazing. Any questions about anything?
Not at the moment.
Well, thank you for coming. You live here in LA?
No, I'm just stopping by.
Where you coming from?
I was coming from Oregon State.
Oh, okay.
My dad lives in Arizona, so this was on the way.
Oh, nice. All right. Well, let me know how it goes.
I will.
Okay. I'm glad you're here.
Me too.
All right. Give the mic to this young lady here. Have you ever done anything in your life, right or wrong, and it was your fault?
Can I speak?
Can you speak? No. You'll go on and on.
This is difficult for me because I'm confused about what, because you always talk about, and I see it, how we don't, above ourselves, we can do nothing. Everything we decide or everything we choose in our lives, it's just literally the influence of whatever you're guided by. But at the same time, I can see how I have done things, or I have chose to follow God in some scenarios and do the right
Are you going to answer
thing.
my question or give me a sermon?
No, I'm just telling you I'm confused because I'm telling you
I
I'm
ask her where
confused.
she going, she tell me where she been.
No, I'm telling you I'm confused about the questions because I can see how I have done something right and wrong, and it was my responsibility, like I chose it.
So
I
have you
guess-
ever done anything right or wrong in your life and it was your fault?
I guess yes.
You have?
Yeah.
Right or wrong, or both?
Yeah, both.
What have you done right in your life and it was your fault?
Deciding to not pity myself about
what?
pity myself about
okay.
things going on in my life. Deciding to know this was my fault, so I have to suffer through it. All those little decisions I take every day.
And how about what have you done wrong in your life and it was your fault?
Wrong, I guess, resenting my parents, letting myself just try to fit into society and letting go of myself or like my personality, values.
So have you done anything normal wrong in your life?
What do you
Without
mean by
the
normal?
Christian stuff.
I don't know by normal. Yeah, like wrong, hating on my parents, living with somebody out of a wedlock, like living, yeah.
It was your fault
Yeah, it was my fault.
that you lived with someone out of wedlock?
Yeah, of course, it was
Okay.
my fault.
And how was that your fault?
Because I chose it. I could have just go, but I was too weak.
Oh, I see. So you decide, you know what, I like this one, I'm going to live with him out of wedlock because I
I
like this one.
didn't like him. It was more of like...
You didn't like him?
No.
What?
It was more of like...
You lived with a man out of wedlock and didn't
It
like
was
him?
like, it was more of like, we were supporting each other financially.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah, it was like a roommate, and it was like
But
a
you weren't
boyfriend.
sleeping with him or anything?
Yeah, it was a boyfriend roommate for some time, then we broke up and we weren't boyfriend and girlfriend anymore.
Oh.
But we're still living together.
And that was your fault?
That was my fault because
Oh.
I thought I needed support.
Right.
And I don't need that. So that was my fault.
Oh, okay.
It wasn't because I was in love with him or anything like that.
What?
I don't think I was in love with him at all.
Oh, you were not?
I was just using
Are you
him.
in love with your husband now?
Yeah,
You're in love with him?
Yeah.
How do you know you're in love with him?
because no.
What? What did you say?
Because I don't, my emotional feelings about him were enough. Like, I don't have that. I feel like all the emotional blindness that I had in the beginning with him are kind of like were enough. Like, I don't see him.
So you're overcoming him.
Yeah, I'm overcoming him. Like, I don't see him like, oh my gosh. I see him like another
You don't
person.
see him like, oh my gosh.
Yeah, I don't see him like.
And but instead you're like, what the?
I see. No. It's because I used to. You know what I mean? Like, I used to see him as he was here in a pedestal, and he was my whole thing. I just wanted to hold on him so much. It was like crazy.
Now you wonder why did I marry this one?
No, I never. I appreciate him and everything he brings and everything he does and his strength and I just appreciate him, but I don't put him in a pedestal anymore. Or I don't have those weird emotions that I used to blind me and want to do crazy things because of it. You know, so
All
that's
right.
why I know.
Okay, let me ask the young lady behind you. Uh-huh. She's trying to hide. Have you ever done anything in your life right or wrong and it was your fault?
Yeah, definitely.
You've done right and it was your fault?
I wouldn't say that it was my fault. I think it's, whatever spirit is leading me at that time.
Oh, I see. You have different spirits at different times.
Yep, I'm blaming it on the spirits.
And so, what right have you done, if you could say that, and it was one of your spirits?
Well, I'm a mother of 2 kids and divorced, and I think one right that I do is that I keep my emotions out of it. So I make sure that my kids think that their dad is the greatest ever. I never talk negatively about him and stuff like that. So, yeah.
And what's one wrong thing in your life you've done and it was your fault? Have you guys ever thought about this? Wondered about this? No? Nice. That's why it's a biblical question. Yes.
I've definitely done a lot of wrong stuff.
Give me one.
I was out of control at one point in my life.
You were out of control? What do you mean?
Definitely having way too much sex out of wedlock.
Wow, what a slut.
So definitely ego-driven.
Nice. And that was your fault?
I would say it was my ego.
Yeah. It was your ego. All right. Amazing. Let me ask some guys in the blue shirt way in the back. Have you ever done, and you heard the biblical question already, right?
Yeah.
Have you ever done right or wrong in your life and it was your fault?
Absolutely, yeah. Both.
You say yes?
Yeah.
Well, give me something right you've done and it was your fault.
I can't think of a specific one off the top of my head, but I like to think I've done one right thing.
You would like to think you did.
Yeah.
But that doesn't work.
Yeah. I can definitely give you a list of wrong things, though.
Okay, give me one wrong thing that you've done and it was your fault.
I made some stupid business investment decisions. I went into business with cousins and family members that I probably shouldn't have. I definitely shouldn't have.
Yeah.
And I think it was definitely my fault because I didn't really fully think it through. I didn't I just kind of trusted their ideas and trusted. But it's just trusted. Oh, it's going to work out, kind of a thing, like a leap of faith. And it was easy for me at the time to be like, oh, it's all their fault, like they swindled me like this. But I was like, yeah, it all comes back to me eventually. So that's probably one that sticks out.
And that was your fault?
Yeah. They didn't hold a gun to my head. I jumped into it because maybe it was greed, maybe it was, I don't know, ego. But I thought, yeah, it was going to work out, but it obviously didn't.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Amazing. The young man in front of you, he's dying to respond. Have you ever done anything in your life and it was your fault?
Yeah, I guess what he mentioned about like making certain like investments or like gambles with money that like don't end up paying off.
Oh, I see. And that was your fault?
Yeah, just because I chose to take the risk, I guess.
Oh, okay. Have you ever done anything right in your life?
Yeah.
Like what?
In general, I'm very kind person.
You a kind person?
Yeah.
You a kind person? Why is everybody laughing if that's true? And so what have you done right in your kindness?
Just being nice to others, being a help when I'm able to friends or family.
Do they
things
take
like that.
advantage of you when you do that?
No, I guess luckily I haven't ran into that.
Oh, okay. All right. Amazing. This young lady she's dying to respond to this. So have you ever done anything right or wrong in your life and it was your fault?
No,
No?
I don't think so. No,
You've done nothing wrong?
no.
You've never done anything wrong in life?
I want to say no because I guess an example that I can give you is
Your name Virgin Mary or something?
no. I mean, of course,
Virgin
I've done
Mary.
things. I've done things in the
Nothing
past.
Oh, did you see the Pope? The Pope was kissing some black people's feet. I hope it was a joke. I saw it online. It was like these black guys, look like in Africa somewhere. Oh, the Morris family, whoever they are. You heard of the Morris? Who are the Morris? Huh? And they black? Oh, yeah. I think I've heard of them before. But the Pope went over for a visit, wherever they are, right? And they lined up, and he got down on his knees and kissed their feet. I was like, what? Somebody need to kick him while you're down there. What is that supposed to be proving? No wonder Catholic religion gone to hell. That ain't no humility, that's idiot.
Was it Mary Magdalene, or was it Mary Magdalene that kissed Jesus' feet or something like that?
No, it was Mary Pope.
Who? Mary Pope. Yeah, well, it has something to do with that in the Bible, that, Jesus had his feet washed too, and yeah, something like that, yeah.
Well, the Pope need to read the Bible.
Yeah.
Yeah, he got it wrong.
Yeah.
But anyway, I just thought about that. Nick, we have to talk about that tomorrow on the show. Yeah. Okay, so you've never done anything wrong.
And I mean, I've made mistakes, but what I feel like, what I guess kind of throws me for a loop, it confuses me a bit, is there's almost like a judgment when you say, like, you do something wrong, and then the next step would be to judge yourself. Like, oh, I made this mistake, and then you then think about, oh, I'm a bad person, or oh, I suck. You start to spiral after you see that you did something, like you made the mistake. And so I feel like that has something to do with ego. And I guess...
So you've never done anything wrong. Have you done anything right?
No, I think that involves
Wow.
taking credit for something that...
Oh, I see.
That really, I mean, did I do that, really? If I do a kind deed, if I help a lady cross the street, for example, I mean, in the moment, I guess, it's not a judgment. It's not me saying I'm going to do this because it's not something that you really think about. It's just something that reveals itself to you. You walk the lady across the street.
I remember once there was a lady out here in front of the building, and she had handcuffs, and she hooked herself to the sign pole out there and tried to make a home there. A homeless lady, right? And so some of the guys went out there and told her she got to move, but she didn't care about them at all. And so they said, hey, Jesse, I can't get this lady to move. And so I said, don't worry, I get her, she'll move. So when I had a chance, I went out there, and I told her, I said, lady, you got to go. I'm not going anywhere. I think she was Mexican. And she had a cell phone and everything. I'm like, no, you can't camp out in front of my building. What's wrong with you? Well, I'm not moving. Make me move. I said, look, if you don't move, I'm going Black Lives Matter on you. I'm going to cut your arm off and throw you in the street. And the next thing I knew, that lady was gone. Isn't that fun? But okay. I want to ask this young man here. Have you ever done anything right or wrong in your life and it was your fault?
Nothing that was, well, I think the only thing I've done right or wrong, and it was my fault, was, I guess, allowing good and bad influences to control my life. Like, that's what I would say. Like, doing wrong, I would mean just kind of like allowing bad people to influence me or bad situations.
You allow bad people to influence
Yeah.
you? And then because of that, you did wrong?
Yeah, I would say that, but it's not their fault either. It's just like.
Was it your fault?
I would say it was just kind of meant to be. Like, I guess, yeah. But in a way, it's just like we're all influenced by good or evil, so it's like, it's not our fault, it's our mother's.
So was it your fault that you allowed the bad influence to make you do wrong?
Yeah, I guess, but I guess it's so many different people's faults. You know, with the parents, you know.
Was it your fault that you allowed the influence the bad people to make you do wrong? Or was it their fault?
That's hard to, yes or no, I can't really, I couldn't tell you, but I would say that I'm okay with that. It happened.
Well, I didn't ask you how you were doing. What?
I don't know, it's hard to answer yes or no to that.
Why?
Yeah. Because
it seemed to be a difficult conversation. I thought it was going to be flowing like the wind.
Yeah.
Everybody seems to be real careful right now.
We all do things in the fallen state that we feel like we didn't have any control over.
You only. How many people attached to you?
It's because I don't know if I was in control.
Have you? I need some water.
Yeah.
Anybody have a joint?
Yeah.
This is a tough conversation. I had no idea. I thought this would be one of the easy ones. So have you ever done anything right or wrong in your life? How old are you now?
38.
And it was your fault?
I don't know.
You don't know?
I don't know.
Oh, okay. Wow.
I used to think yes for sure, but now I just don't know anymore.
You just don't know?
Because I'm not the same person I used to be. So I think like, how could this person have done that? No, I look at
you've done some stuff you can't believe that you did.
Yeah, and that's
no
just
wonder
like
you don't want to admit it.
Yeah, I don't feel like I'm the same person anymore. I feel like that's somebody else.
Well, I didn't ask you if you're the same person. I asked you the question is, have you ever done anything right or wrong in your life and it was your fault?
I don't know. I don't have an answer.
Oh, okay. All right, that makes sense. You don't have an answer. You don't have an answer. This young man want to answer then here.
What was the question?
Is today Sunday or what? Maybe I'm still on the plane and don't know it. Maybe I'm dreaming this service. Have you ever done anything right or wrong in your life and it was your fault?
Yes.
Yes. What right have you done in your lifetime and it was your fault?
It's hard to tell because I feel like the things I've done right, I don't see the fruits of it till way later. Like if I do something wrong, I know right away. Or if I feel a sense of gratification.
So you don't know if you ever done it. How old are you?
I'm 25, I think.
So you don't even know your age?
It's just I skipped on
you
coffee
smoke
today.
pot?
No.
Not anymore?
Not anymore.
So it ate your brains away?
Yeah, it definitely did.
Oh, so you don't know, so you can't name one thing right you've done, it was your fault?
I ended a relationship. I thought it was going okay, just one day it's just, I felt it in my gut to end it. And I didn't know why at the time, I just knew it had to end. And now I see the fruits of it, so.
So that was the right thing to do?
Right, but even then it's, I won't know till I meet, God face to face, right?
You won't know until you meet God face to face?
Right.
After you die?
Yeah.
You think God's gonna have a conversation with you about that?
I don't think
that was a right decision. He doesn't have time to talk about that.
Yeah, I would imagine so. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Have you ever done anything wrong in your life and it was your fault?
Yeah.
Are you able to say, not too personal, but are you able to say one thing that you've done wrong and it was your fault?
I mean, I take responsibility of the wrong I did because I feel as though God challenges us and it's up to us to overcome it, or try to at least.
But the question is, have you ever done anything wrong?
Yeah.
And what did you do? And it was your fault.
I don't want to give examples. I could give
Oh,
one
okay.
example of, I guess, overcoming a bad influence. Like, I remember I was just waiting for a parking spot, and then I see a car pull out, and I'm just waiting, and then someone just rushes in behind them and then takes the spot I was clearly waiting for.
Yeah.
And I wanted to slash all her tires. And then as soon as I see her walk out with like her mask on, it's like, this person's special, you know, I shouldn't, you know, their
You
life's
thought it was
already.
a special person?
Yeah.
Meaning like retarded?
Yeah. Or mentally diverse.
Oh, mentally diverse.
Yeah, because they were driving
Oh.
with their mask on. It's like, okay, this person, their life's probably not going too well. I'll just leave them alone.
Okay. Well, thank you. A big help. Right here. Have you ever done anything right or wrong in your life and it was your fault?
No, it wasn't my fault.
It was your fault?
It was not. So,
Have you ever done anything wrong?
oh yeah,
And it wasn't your fault?
yeah.
Whose fault was it? You were influenced by him?
Yeah, it was the night together. He was a bad influence on me.
So, so you've done wrong, but it wasn't your fault.
Right.
Are you able to say one thing that wasn't your fault?
That wasn't my fault? Oh, yeah, yeah. So for example, you know, always trying to get the last word in on like an argument or something. You know,
That was something wrong you did?
yeah,
And it wasn't your fault?
right.
Whose fault was it?
Well, it's just because Satan was my daddy, and I was totally influenced by all that. So when I couldn't, when I didn't have the eyes to see, I would do things, and I would be like, all right, I'm not going to do this, and then I'd wind up doing it, and I'd wind up not helping, but to do everything that was wrong. And then,
Have you ever done anything right in your life?
yes,
Why are you laughing at, Big Bob? Big Bob. Yeah.
yeah,
I didn't know it was going to be this way. I thought it was going to flow. All thoughts are all lies all the time,
Yeah.
right? Okay.
yeah. So
Have you ever done anything right?
yeah, so once I did forgive my parents, I even that wasn't my fault. It was just because I had seen the same evil that was in everyone else was in me, and then once I had the eyes to see that it was that all thoughts are lies, then I'm able to do right. But even that wasn't my fault. It's from God.
Okay. What? Why are you laughing? You doubting yourself?
No.
Oh, okay. Thank you, man.
I just always laugh.
Okay. This young man here really want to answer that. How old are you?
I'm 17 now.
You're 17.
Yeah.
Have you ever done anything wrong, right or wrong in your life and it was your fault?
Yeah.
You have?
Yeah, I think so.
Tell me one thing you did right and it was your fault.
Probably like resisting drugs and alcohol.
What?
Resisting drugs and alcohol.
Oh, okay. It was your fault. You were able to resist that?
Yeah.
Nice. And how about wrong? What one thing wrong that you've done?
Probably like arguing with my mom because it went nowhere but made us both mad.
So what now?
Arguing with my mom.
And that was wrong?
Yeah.
Why was that wrong?
Because it didn't help us at all.
Oh, yeah. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Amazing. And so that was your fault?
Yeah.
That you argued with her?
Yeah.
Okay. Amazing. The young lady here, and then I'll tell you what. Oh, I saw your hand by it. And then I'll tell you why I asked this question. Oh, this young guy in the hat definitely want to answer too. Yes.
Good morning. Yes.
Have you ever
I've
done
been
anything
guilty.
right or wrong in your life and it was your fault?
Yes.
What have you done right and it was your fault?
Right. I guess being honest with people.
It was your fault that you were honest?
Yes.
What made you think it was the right thing to do?
Because I'm saying truth, I guess, for whatever the situation is. Another thing I can think of is forgiving my parents, that I think I did right.
And that was your fault?
Yes.
And what have you done wrong? It was your fault.
Done a lot of things wrong. I guess allowing just like alcohol or weed to like control me.
Oh.
Dabbing into things and not enduring the pain.
So you were drinking and smoking and it controlled you?
It did control me, yes.
And that was your fault?
Yes, because I chose to do those things. And even like now, like, you know, I see things, like a situation, should I do this, should I not? And I know if I do that, it's wrong. And I guess maybe not overacting, and I still do it. So I am choosing.
So you still smoking and drinking and get drunk?
Not the drinking part.
But you smoking?
The smoking, it's occasional, yes.
Are you high right now or something?
I am not. I am not. I am not.
You seem kind of mellow over there.
I am. Jesse, I don't want to expose myself, okay, please.
So you're not high right now?
No, I am not. But I am mellow, you are correct, yes.
Oh, okay. And so it's your fault that you get high now?
Yeah, because I know I should not be doing that.
So why you do it then?
Because
I can't even imagine her sitting at home smoking a joint. Can you? I can't see you at home. Women are supposed to get high.
You're right.
I'm not used to women being high and
Right.
drunk. But I know the millennials are, right? And so why do you do it?
Why do I do it? Because I'm, I guess, in my thoughts and just, I guess maybe Satan's still my daddy, perhaps.
You think so?
If I'm doing it, yeah.
Do you buy your weed from the cartels?
This, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised that these
Wow,
people
I'm
get
just
they get it from the cartels. I don't go to like the white people dispensaries. I go to like the hood dispensaries.
What the?
Yeah.
All right.
Thank you, Jesse.
Right here. So you're not high now, right?
Thank you.
You have some weed in your pocket? Oh, okay. So have you ever done anything in your life that was right or wrong?
I
and it was
have,
your
yes,
fault?
yes.
Like what? What have you done right and it was your fault?
Right? I was going to say wrong first.
I know.
Well, I
Tell me
know
what have you done right?
what I've done right is understanding that it's never too late to start being right. And what I've done wrong is doing wrong, knowing what's right, and continually doing wrong and
knowing what's right.
And knowing what's right.
And that's your fault?
It seemed to be, yeah, because I just kept doing it over and over.
So tell me again, what have you done right?
Was realizing that it's never too late to start being right.
Oh, okay. And what have you done wrong in your life and it's your fault?
I thought I just said that.
It did, but I didn't hear it. I was thinking about Daniel. Where is Daniel? Did Daniel leave? Oh, he left? Oh,
Well,
okay.
continuing doing wrong, knowing and brought up knowing what was right.
Oh, okay. You were brought up to know what was right.
I was, yeah.
But you decided to do wrong.
I decided to completely go down a different path.
And why did you make that decision?
It might have been partly from my folks sending me off to a school where, you know, I didn't have my parents anymore. So I think it probably started there, because once I came home from that,
Right.
that's when the resentment started, and that's when I started doing wrong.
Oh,
Yeah.
amazing. and that was your fault.
I would say so.
Okay.
Yeah.
Amazing. Right here, and then Mary, and then Nick. Have you ever done anything right or wrong in your life and it was your fault?
I think.
Not you. You don't have the mic. Are you high? You might be high? Oh, right here. Did I come to you? I do want to come to you, but let me go. Yeah, yes, sir.
I'm not sure I understand the question.
You're not
but
sure if you understand the
no,
question?
because it seems like it's a trick question. I think it's subjective as to what right and wrong is, and fault. Well, that's also. It depends on what you're using it as a verb or a noun, because there's, you see what I'm saying?
Do not ask me about English. So let me ask, have you ever done anything right in your life and it was your fault?
Again, it depends on what you mean by right. I mean, what do you think is right? Because I don't know.
You don't know
we
what
don't
right
know what we
means?
do. If it's right, it
How
gives
you know
your
a
life
verb
purpose
if
and
you
meaning.
don't know what's right?
I mean, if you're doing something right, the universe tells you, because
The
you
universe?
sense. Well, generally speaking, for lack of a better term, yeah. If you feel your life.
So have you done right according to the universe?
If it's giving my life meaning, there are things that I feel I've done right in because.
Have you ever done anything right?
Sure, right and wrong, both.
Tell me one right thing, if you can, that you've done and it was your fault.
One right thing.
One. How old are you now?
I'm 1,000 years old. No, I joke around about that, but
you don't know how old you are?
I'm 48 years young.
Oh.
Yeah.
You're
I know
48 years young?
Yes.
No, 48 going the other way, buddy.
Again, it's subjective. That's subjective, I believe.
You're not getting younger. But anyway,
It's play on words.
have you ever done anything right? What the universe made you do?
I'm not sure. I don't really know.
Oh.
I think I'm
have you
trying to
done
find
anything
out.
wrong and it was your fault?
I could say that, yeah, many things I've probably done wrong.
Like what? One thing.
I don't know. I wrong, huh?
No, wrong. You need to talk to the universe for a minute.
Yeah, I think so. Let me ask the universe and I'll get back to you.
Okay.
All right.
All right, pass the mic here then. Oh, amazing. Have you ever done anything right or wrong in your life and it was your fault?
No, I think everything I did wrong was because I just got caught up in feelings and emotions, and the right things were just because I stayed logical. So the actions themselves were not my fault. It was just what I chose to be influenced by.
So your emotion made you do wrong?
Yes.
Oh, it wasn't your fault.
It was my fault for getting caught up in that.
So the one thing you've done wrong was getting caught up in your emotions?
Yeah, mostly just getting caught up in emotions, feelings, and just trying to escape pain, not enduring.
Are you an emotional person?
I was.
And then one right thing you've done and it was your fault?
Are you asking for an example?
Uh-huh.
Just not, just resisting things, I guess. I guess the last job I had, they were kind of exploiting me. Like I was staying, basically I had to be on call like 24/7, but I was working like 20 hours a week, so I couldn't really like supplement my income any other ways. And it was like a very prestigious job. Like the company was very highly regarded, but
they were exploiting you said?
Kinda, yeah, because I couldn't like I had to be on call for them, but I couldn't.
So you couldn't do any other work?
Yeah.
Oh, I see.
So at first I didn't want to, like I had just like 3 or 4 days during 1 week where I wasn't working, so I went online and just looked for other work, and this company called me back like 5 minutes after I put the resume in, and they wanted to interview me. And so I just said, all right, I'll just go check it out, see what it's about. And then I went over there. They were like wanting me to start the next day. And then I felt bad for quitting the other job, so I stayed. And then I realized one day just doing like this, waking up at like 2 in.the morning, driving like 8 hours to some job. I was like, why am I even doing this? And I just took the other job, and I was like really in my thoughts about it. Should I take it? Should I not take it? Finally, I realized this is stupid. I'm doing this because it looks good to other people, and not really because it's actually benefiting me in any way.
Oh, okay. What type of work you do?
Land surveying.
Oh, nice. Okay. All right. Right here, and then Nick. Have you ever done anything right or wrong in your life, and it was your fault?
I would say no. I think.
You never done anything right?
Or wrong. That was my fault.
Yeah.
No.
Have you ever done anything right?
Yes.
And who fault? What did you? Can you name one thing you did right?
One thing I did right. I think I would say when I stepped away from optometry school, just because they were trying to force that whole mandate on me.
Pharmacy?
No, optometry.
What?
Optometry.
Oh, I see. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And so that was the right thing for you to do?
Yeah, because I think I would have been broken if I would have given in to what they were trying to demand of me.
They were trying to make you take a shot?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Were they holding it to your arms?
No, but it was just essentially they insinuated that I wouldn't be able to attend classes or anything like that.
Oh, I see.
Mm-hmm.
And have you done anything wrong? It was your fault?
That was my fault? Yeah, I think maybe when I was a bit emotional, but I mean, that was when I was in the fallen state, hadn't forgiven my mom or my
And
dad
you did
for
wrong was your fault?
I think so, because I think I was aware that it wasn't me when I would be like that.
Oh, okay. Amazing. All right. Any question about that?
No.
Oh, okay. Nick. This should be interesting, huh?
Why are you laughing?
Why are you laughing?
I find it interesting that a couple of responses, like for example, Marlene was saying, I'm controlled by drugs and alcohol, but she said it's her fault. And I'm wondering how you can be both controlled, but it's your fault. Like if it's your fault, wouldn't you just not be controlled, right? And I know you said, I know it's wrong and I choose not to, like, I know it's right and yet you keep doing wrong. And I'm thinking.
But the question is, have you ever done anything right or wrong in your life and it was your fault?
I'm not sure. I just want to make that comment from what I observed.
You want to point out other people's business?
Yeah. Yeah. I don't want to look at myself. But I did look at myself a little bit because I was thinking to myself.
Looking at everybody else and looking at himself a little bit.
A little bit. I was thinking about it like, okay,
this is so interesting.
Let me think about one thing I've done right. And I was going to say like, okay, I forgave. And I heard someone else say forgiveness and I realized I don't even know if that was even my responsibility. I was responsible for that either because I just saw it and it just kind of happened naturally inside. And then going and facing my mother was just like a natural progression as I matured in that forgiveness. It just seemed like the right thing. It just happened naturally. So I don't even know if I was responsible for that. So my
have
answer
you ever
is,
done anything right or wrong in your life?
I don't know. I don't think so. I'm just not sure.
You're getting fired. How about you, Ermis? How do you respond to this?
I thought you were going to skip me.
No. Not on this side of heaven. Have you ever done anything right or wrong in your life and it was your fault?
I kind of know the answer, man, so I don't want to.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But before you knew the answer, had you ever done anything right or wrong?
I thought I did, yes.
You did?
Mm-hmm.
What did you do right?
Well, if I did it right, it wouldn't be a fault, but I definitely did a lot of, wrong.
And it was your fault?
Yeah, I thought it was my fault. I know better now, but yeah, for sure.
Amazing.
Yep.
Yes, sir.
I just want to add, when he said he did right, but it wasn't his fault, because I did something right,
and it wound up being my fault.
What did you do right?
I
If you can say.
was taking care of my mother here in California, and my sister wanted to come and take her. And I felt a little skeptical about it, but she came, and I allowed it to happen. Okay, you can take her. She took her and took the bank account money and everything. Then my mother wound up dying and everything, so I felt like...
Your mother died?
Yeah, so I
And
felt...
now she got the money?
She took the money, stole
Well,
the
I bet
money
you
out
want
the
to kill
bank.
your sister, huh?
I was
She
almost
came in
there.
the neck of a time.
And
so you have been taking care of your mother. Your sister came and got her the money and everything, right? And Mama died, and the sister got the money. Did she give you some of the money?
No. No. She actually, the money was in my possession. She went behind my back. Oh no, it's gonna be all right. No, okay, don't worry about that. And when she got back there, she just emptied out the bank account and so I just felt like I was doing something right, and I felt.
What were you doing right by letting her take your mother?
Well, yeah, by.
But you didn't know the mother was about to die after all this time of being with her? I was like, this lady about to die.
I know.
I'm gonna hang on just a little longer.
But more of the family was back there. All of the family was back there. I was the only one here, with my mother. So she was like,
why were you taking care of her anyway?
Well, she fell. She was
why
old.
you let a woman take care of your sister in the beginning?
Well, she had a falling out with some of the family members back there.
Oh, I
and
see.
so
And nobody else.
Yeah, with nobody to kind of take care of her, so I took on the responsibility to take care of her.
Okay, so you thought you were doing right by
Thought I
letting
was
your
doing
sister do
right
it.
by allowing her to go back with the family, and let them.
How you feel about that now?
Well, I'm pretty much over it now, but when it happened, I was heated.
Which were you more hurt about, the mother dying or the sister taking the money?
Well, it didn't
Isn't that a good question?
It didn't really happen.
I'll be feeling the pain about the money. Which one hurt you the most, the money or the mama dying?
Unfortunately,
Be honest.
Be honest, it was like that because my mother was like 80. She was old and she was sick, so I knew it was happening. I knew that was going to happen.
And all that money gone.
But it wasn't even about the money. It was more about her deceiving me and
No, it was
she
about the
sucked
loss
up
of
to
the
me.
money.
She sucked up to me. And just this. Played an acting role and just switched it on me, and I was.
Now you got to go to work, huh? What a mess. All right. Mary.
Well, I don't know the answer to this question because it seems like I've done something right, something wrong, but it wasn't me.
Okay.
It wasn't me. I don't know how to answer the question. It's,
All right.
it's confusing.
The young man in purple, Chris, and then.
Me?
No, you. Have you done anything right or wrong in your life and it was your fault?
I've done something wrong where I didn't forgive my dad for, 24 years. I did not forgive my dad.
And that was your fault?
100%.
How was it your fault?
Because I should have forgiven him. He reached out and I snubbed him because I thought he was...
Who are you speaking to over there? Are you looking at the floor? I'm over here, man.
Oh, okay, yeah, sorry. It's
You're
just,
looking down at the floor.
I don't know, I just...
If ever I need you now. And so why didn't you forgive him?
I didn't forgive him because he was extremely abusive physically
to you
and verbally to me and my mom and my brothers.
He
And
used to
so
beat
he
you?
was a mean, nasty man. And I should have forgiven him because holding a grudge for 24 years
Now you're looking
messed
at
me
the
up.
other side of the floor. Look over. I'm
yeah.
over here, buddy.
Yeah, I know.
Can you see me up here? I know I'm black.
It's hard to admit stuff like this, you know? It's
Why?
like, to hold the 24-year grudge, that's an incredible thing to admit.
And why is it so hard to admit it?
Because it's a shameful thing.
I see.
It's a very shameful thing. A good person doesn't hold a 24-year grudge.
Right.
All right, so obviously I screwed up huge.
And so
right?
did you forgive him?
He died.
Before you can forgive him?
Before I forgive him, and it messed me up.
In what way?
Because when he died, I cried like for a solid month, right, because I screwed up.
You cried because you felt guilty that you're not forgiving him?
I felt guilty, and I felt that it's beyond idiotic to hold a 24-year grudge.
Right.
And am I that big a moron? And I guess the answer is yes, I'm
Yes.
that big a moron.
Hey, big moron.
Yeah, that was humongous moron. I mean, anyone that holds a 24-year grudge is a complete idiot. And guess what? I'm a complete idiot.
Are you over it now?
Yeah, I'm basically over it, but it's just shocking that I was a moron for 24 years.
Right.
Right?
And so have you ever done anything right?
Yeah, I mean, at workplace, I give gifts to my coworkers because when I'm swimming in cash, I just give them stuff, and it's like, I was like, you know what? I was like, you know what? I'm doing well right now, so I was like, you know what? I'll buy her a bottle of wine with no conditions, right? All right, all right, and I'll just give it to her, right? And she's like, I don't need you. I mean, I don't need sex. From her. I don't need a relationship. It's just because she's a cool person at work, I goes, she's really cool,
Somebody will buy it.
Right?
How old are you?
Oh, 60 plus.
Wow.
I've made a lot of mistakes. I apologize.
No, don't apologize.
Yeah.
So you bought wine, and that was the right thing to do.
Yeah, because she loved it. I told her why. I says, look, I'm very impressed with the way you're raising your kids. You're an awesome parent.
But you're a wino.
I mean, I'm not a wino. I mean,
No, she is a wino.
Oh, she likes wine. She's like a single mom with 2 kids, like an 8-year-old and an 11-year-old, and she kicks ass. Excuse my language.
Well, you are in
and
church.
then I just thought, you know what? She talks to me about her kids, and I see her kids, and I'm going, man. And then she tells me, oh, my mom and dad were crappy parents, and look what I'm doing with these kids. And then goes, I see her kids. I'm going, oh my God, you are doing amazing. And I see her kids, and I've seen her kids many times, and I'm going, wow. For a single parent, she's kicking butt.
Do you want to marry her?
No, of course not.
Oh,
She's
okay.
not my type. Not my type.
Okay. All right.
Not
Well,
my
thank
type.
you, man.
Okay, sorry about that.
No problem. You didn't do anything wrong. No problem. Calm down. No problem. Chris, have you ever done anything right or wrong in your life and it was your fault?
No.
You never done anything right?
Nope.
And you never done anything wrong?
Nope.
Okay. I don't blame you, Chris. Just give up.
Not giving
So
up,
listen,
just a simple answer.
The reason I asked this question because, as I've said before, I do a lot of counseling around the world, and the problem is the same. Everybody hate their mama. Everybody yearning for the father, right? And so they're into different things. They have many vices going on because they've been turned away from the father. And when you're turned away from your father, you use other things to make yourself feel better. You move in with a woman to feel better, you know what I'm saying? Or you may smoke a joint that you bought from the cartel, or whatever, right? But the problem is that they are taking credit for the wrong thing that they're doing, meaning that they blame themselves for it. And that's the problem, because the one thing I know for sure, and so I started examining myself, I'm like, wow, all the things I've done my whole life, I have never been responsible for it. It was never my fault, at all. Not for the so-called bad or the so-called good. I've never done, it was never my fault, but I would take credit for it, as though it was my fault. Like if I did wrong, I would judge myself for doing wrong. Not understanding by judging myself for doing wrong, I'm playing God by making that kind of decision. I'm making a judgmental decision, decision. And what would do is make me do it even more so, or get into something else, right? And I didn't understand that because I would hear adults say, "Oh, it's your fault you did this." And I remember when I first heard that I was a sinner. I was a little kid, and I first heard that I was a sinner. And then as I got older, I couldn't remember when I decided that I wanted to be a sinner. You know what I'm saying? I don't ever remember walking down the road, oh, I'm so happy, my life is so amazing. Let me decide to be a sinner. I never made that decision. Anybody ever made that decision? That you decided, my life is so wonderful, I want to be a sinner. So I could never remember making that kind of decision, especially hearing what sin was all about. And then I thought about the good things. The good thing that has happened in my life, I never made that decision either. I take no credit for. And so I started to realize all human beings, it seems, most human beings at least, are suffering unnecessarily because you're playing God. You think you make decisions. You think it's your fault. And it's not our fault at all. We are influenced either by evil in that fallen state. We're totally influenced. If you really, really, really get to know yourself, you're going to see that everything you've done wrong, you would have never decided to do that, knowing the harm that it might bring to you. No one decides, you know what, I'm going to go down there today and rob a bank. It just feels good. You're influenced, but because you're not aware of yourself being influenced, you give into it. It sounds like you, it walks like you, it feels like it's you making that decision. But you're not. You're being influenced either by evil or by good. When we're in a fallen state, everything we do, we're influenced by evil. The thought comes, the feelings come with it, and we carry it out. If you really, 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 really think about that. But the only reason you take credit for it because you don't know yourself. You don't see what's really going on. You're in a fallen state. But once you come out of that fallen state, the interesting thing about it is in that fallen state, even God is not blaming you for it. God is not saying, oh, that's that person's fault, they smoking a joint, or they sleeping with someone, or living with someone. He knows you're being influenced by evil, and that is not your fault. He knows that you were traumatized as a little child, and that's why you're doing it. The light went out when your parents, especially the mother, traumatized you. And you didn't do it at all. It wasn't your decision. If you really, 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 really think about it, there's not one thing you've done wrong in your life and you decided to do it. It's just that you could not see that you were being influenced. Isn't that deep? And if you knew that, you would never judge yourself for it. Because everything you've done wrong, you couldn't help it. You didn't want to do wrong. As some of you said, you know what, I didn't want to do it, but I found myself doing it anyway. Really, we are not in control, and we have never been in control. We are being controlled by the spirit that we serve, either the spirit of evil or the spirit of good. And when you overcome that by forgiving, realize, you know what, I'm playing God here. I need to forgive. God will forgive you, and now you're influenced by good. There's not one thing in the last 32 years that I've done that is good, and I can take credit for it. Not at all. Because I wouldn't have sense enough to make this stuff happen. I wouldn't know. I wouldn't have the words for it. I wouldn't have the insight for it in order for it to happen. We are not in control. You're not in control. You're beating yourself up for no reason. Satan made you do wrong, and then he made you judge yourself, and now you want to jump off a bridge. If you really, really, that's why it's so important to get to know yourself. That's why I ask these questions, so you could get to pay attention to yourself. And I thought this was going to be a good one. You have not done, really, You have not made one decision was yours. You have never made a decision in your whole life. It came to you, you believed it, and carried it out. It really did. We're not in control. Let me take Irma's first, and then I come here to you.
How about when the temptation or the thought comes to you, right? And you see that it's wrong to go that route, but you decide to just kind of put out that light and just go with the wrong. It just seems like it's a decision that you're making because you can clearly see which way to go. One way is wrong, the other way is right. But it seems like you can choose to go. I mean, unless, I guess the influence is so subtle that it's hard to tell, but it seems like we're making a choice to kind of go with the darkness instead of the light.
That's an amazing question. I totally understand that. And Hate want to respond first, and then I
wanted to answer that.
Okay, hold on a minute, second, and then I'll come to you. But James is dying to do it.
What's the question? I mean, I heard it. I heard what he said, but I don't have a clear
He said,
question.
what about if you see it's wrong to do what you're about to do? So you see it's wrong, and you see that you should not do it. Right, Irma? Yeah. But you do it anyway. You do the wrong anyway. It seems like that's a choice you make.
Right, I know that. I think he already answered it because I don't think we realize how the depth of how influenced we are, even when we think that we see that we're doing wrong and we do it anyway.
Okay. So he's right about what?
Because he said that even in that you can be influenced and not realize it.
But he thinks he's making a choice.
He thinks that he is, but he also knows that he might be influenced and not realize it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right. Deep. Yes, Sammy.
Yeah, I have an example of kind of what Ermias is talking about. This past week, one of my dogs went into a neighbor's house, like their actual home, and one of the guy that lives in there, he's a young guy, and
he just walked in?
Yeah, the dog just walked in, my dog, because they had the door open.
Oh,
and I live in the hood,
did the dog have a key or something?
Well, they didn't lock their door.
Oh, they had it open. Okay.
They had it open,
That
so
makes sense
the guy came out, and he's like, "Man, you better get your beep dog out of here, man!" And then he started yelling at me, and I was like, "What the heck?" I just walked up. I'm like, "Hey, man, what's going on?" And then I could see inside of me Satan trying to make me overreact to the situation. But to answer his question, it wasn't that I made the choice; is that I was able to see, and the influence of good is too strong in me to go the other way.
Absolutely. When you wake up, you do see when Satan tempted you to do something, but because now you have the light of God in you, the light would defeat that. But let's say that it was so strong because of old ways of living, you couldn't help it, right? Even then, you would see that it's not your fault. And even God wouldn't judge you for that either, because he knows you're overcoming the vices. He knows you're overcoming this stuff, and that you hadn't grown enough to stop it. But as long as you don't judge yourself for it, know that this is not what I want, eventually you won't do it at all. It'll be gone. But, and he's right, you need the light. It's the light of God that would take away that temptation, that influence that Satan tried to make you do it. But if you judge yourself on it, you're going to find yourself falling back into it because you're playing God. Really good question, though. Yeah. Yes.
So, and I had somehow the same question that he has, but I see it as when you do right? Like when you wake up and try to go forgive your parents, try to do your silent prayer, and all of that. So what you're saying is that this is what is confusing to me. That's why I was confused about the question and, trying to figure it out, because I can't see how it's not my decision, because I am in the moment and I'm fighting off like the evil in me. That because you said everybody's born in a fallen state, so everybody is naturally, most likely, influenced by evil in most of their life until they come they suffer enough or whatever, I don't even know, or something happens, and they realize, damn, I don't want to be
Did you
living
say
like
damn?
this. Yeah, sorry. I don't
See what
wanna,
you've done?
I don't want to be living like this. And then I choose to stop living like that. It is my decision to stop living like
How
that.
you choose to stop?
Because I'm choosing to do different things. I'm choosing to be like know myself. I'm choosing to understand and sit down still and see and not overreact and not act like I did before. Like it's my decision that I'm in that moment. If I'm not saying this, I'm not 100% sure that this is
Right.
but I'm just saying it gets confusing. And it's, I guess God will show me in the future that it is not my influence.
So you think you're making the decision to do right?
Yeah, I think there's something, of course, changing on me, inside
Can
of
you make
me.
yourself do right?
That I think because I'm making these things, like because I'm deciding to
Can you make yourself do right?
I can choose to go one way than
Can you
to
make
another.
yourself do right?
I don't know. That's what I'm not sure.
You think you can make yourself do right?
I think I can decide a better path with
What?
God. I think the primary decision of I'm going to follow God and give it to God is a decision that I make. Everything else after my decision of following God, it's whatever God is putting on me.
So you think there's a possibility you can make yourself do right?
Yeah.
You think there is a possibility?
I think there's like a beginning, because you said no, everybody's going to enter to the kingdom of heaven, right?
Right.
So if everybody has that thing of, I think the confusing thing is like, so we're already picked, like it's already picked, the people that are good, and the
Right.
people that it is already picked, and since you are not picked, you're never going to be
God
able to do
already
right.
knows those who will return to Him and those who won't.
I
Because
know,
He's God, He knows everything.
So what I'm saying is, because this is a question I've always had, and so since He already knows this is the good, the people will go to heaven, this is not the good that is not going to go to heaven. So there's no, it's kind of like you're going to keep doing wrong and you're going to keep doing right kind of thing. And it's just not going to be up to you. So what is even the point of telling people do it right if it's not going to be up to you? You might be doomed and you might be already not from
You
God.
said, what is the point of telling people to do right?
Yeah.
What do you mean?
Because you already picked, like you already you're already in the wrong. You're already going to
So are
heaven.
you
or going
one
to
of
hell.
those that God picked or He didn't pick?
I don't know. That's why I'm sitting down thinking it is confusing to me.
Oh, I see.
You know, it is confusing because it is deeper than just
Don't try
the
to figure
decision.
it out.
Yeah, that's what
The
I was.
only reason it's confusing, you're trying to figure it out.
Yeah.
And you can't figure out His way. You have to live His way.
I think I'm inside of me. I have like a little bit of like, damn, that's hard to hear. That there's like tiny portion of people that are picked already.
And Satan tell you you're not one of those people.
And Satan is trying to tell me, you gotta make sure this.
Yeah.
But if not,
I understand that.
but
No, don't listen to that.
Yeah. So
Do
it
not-
is.
Satan doesn't know.
Yeah.
Really, he doesn't know.
So he's just doing that.
He's trying to make you doubt.
Yeah.
He doesn't know.
Yeah, because that's the part that is like kind of like
That's not
drastic.
you telling yourself, oh, God's not going to pick me. That's Satan telling you that, and you're believing it.
Yeah, yeah.
All thoughts are all lies all the time about anything. No such thing as a true thought. And Satan gets involved in everything. He really does. His job is to deceive you.
Yeah.
So you're not convinced yet that all thoughts are all lies all the time, right?
Yeah, I am.
No,
pretty
you're not.
much. No,
You
I
just
am
lied.
pretty much. I am not 100% because there
You're
is
not,
still.
because you believe you're not one of the ones that He will bring into the kingdom.
Yeah. No, well, but even though that thought I'm saying what it goes to my mind. I'm not saying I believe it 100%. Even that thought
But you believe it.
I'm saying.
Period. It doesn't have to be 100%.
Yeah.
It just
I'm
has
saying,
to be believed.
Yeah, I'm in the mid, like I'm not like 100%.
How many percentage you believe it?
50-50.
How do you divide it?
Because you said percentage and
What
I'm giving you
now?
a percentage. You're talking to me about, you're telling me percentage.
So you're like, I'm believing this 50-50.
That's why I was so confused, because it's a confusing thing. Like,
thank you for staying with her, man. You're a better man than me. There's a song called "I Be Doggone, I Be Long Gone." You ever heard that song, Ernest? No. Anybody heard that song? You heard it, Mary, huh? Oh, it must be an old song.
Oh, for sure it is.
I'd be doggone if I would pay her money, something like that. Okay. Yes, sir.
If we're responsible though, right?
We're responsible?
Yeah. So
What do you mean?
We're not in control, right, of anything, right or wrong.
Right.
But we are responsible.
What does that mean?
That means you're gonna die. Like if you kill 20 children, right, they're gonna throw you on the death penalty.
Yeah, you were influenced and you gave into it.
But you're
and that's why
responsible. You're still
did.
responsible.
Right. Absolutely.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I just making sure I don't want to kill anybody.
Yes, sir.
I forgot my question.
You forgot your question?
Well, I look at it like, you know, your spirit, and then you got your ego. And
What?
you have your spirit, your spirit within you, and then your ego is kind of what the two that's kind of...
Are you separate from the ego?
Yeah.
So the spirit is separate from the ego?
I would think so.
Why do you think that?
Because the spirit is more powerful than the ego.
Which spirit?
Your inner spirit.
And what is the ego?
Your thoughts and your thinking.
But the ego is the nature of Satan, playing God.
Right.
Anyone who has anger has an ego because they have the nature of Satan, and that's why they believe all this stuff. They believe they're in control. They believe they make decisions. They believe that it's their fault, or they take credit for doing right, right? Mm-hmm. That's the ego. But once you overcome the nature of Satan, then that ego disappears and you realize of yourself you could do nothing, and of yourself you know nothing. Mm-hmm. So you stop taking credit for anything.
Right. In getting to the righteous or the right or following God's way, you because you make no choices, so you being led to
absolutely
to
God
to
is
the righteous.
drawing you unto Him,
right?
And He allow you to see that you're wrong for playing God. Now that's the only thing that's keeping you out of the kingdom within, from living a free life, being controlled by Him, is that most people don't know that they play God. That's the sin, is when you make decisions, when you judge yourself and others, when you take credit for things, you are playing God. When you hate your fellow man, you're playing God, right? Or yourself. But once you see that, you know that, hey, this is stupid. You see it's wrong, right? Then He would take that away from you and replace it with His nature. And in His nature, you just live.
So right there, He replace it with His nature. So how would one discern, when they're being led by His nature?
Oh, that's a good question. You will become free, and you will be able to see. First, you'll be able to see, and then you'll be free, and you will see. Most people don't see it. They don't know that they don't see. Because I didn't even know I couldn't see until I was able to see. Once I forgave, the light comes on the inside, and you start to live from within, and you have perfect peace all the time. It never deviates.
So is it a feeling, or is it just a knowing?
It's a, you see how the lights are on in here, right? But you don't feel the light, right? The sunlight, you see the sunlight shining in. It's just seeing the light. It's not a feeling, because God is dispassionate and Satan is passionate. So all those feelings start to disappear. It's like what he was saying about his job. Had he not been involved in all that emotional stuff and feeling bad for the people and all that, he would have been gone a long time ago, because he wasn't working. He would have seen, these people have me a hole. They're using me. I'm not going to be a hole. I need to make a living. And he would show them, thank you for your job, but I'm gone. But because he was into feeling, he ended up allowing himself to be used. God is not a feeling God. You don't feel it. You live it. It's a light unto your feet, and it's perfect.
Because I just didn't want, like, some people, they kind of turn away from, maybe God is trying to
They turn away from what?
God may be trying to show them in different ways to come to the light, and they just kind of walk away, just dismiss it.
What do you mean by that?
Like if someone was feeling or trying to, let's just say if someone was here because they trying to be better or get better, but then they like leave, like, oh, this man don't know what he's talking about. I'm just, and they kind of seem like they're missing a point where they could actually start,
That's how you feel?
No, that's definitely not how I feel.
But how you know that's how someone else
I'm not
feels?
saying anything. I'm just an example. Like, just an example.
I don't understand your example, though.
I mean, how one can determine that, by doing this or going here or whatever it may be, that it's what God is kind of leading me to so that I can get that light and I can start living more of His way. Is there signs or different actions that you take in order to start to become
To know that you
to become more
become
God.
one with the Father?
Right.
You have to see that you are wrong for having anger, because anger is hatred. Hatred is playing God. When you can see that, then you'll be fine. I remember when I first realized the problem was I had this anger. I thought anger was fine because I felt that emotional love from anger, so I thought that was love. And so I didn't know until He allowed me to see that the emotional love is not love, that's hatred. And it's based on somebody loving you back, and all that, what you have and don't have. But real love is not based on anything.
So it's basically what's actually wearing off of you, the evil that's going off of you would bring out the light, more of the light, or more of,
well,
like if you get rid of the anger.
Once He take that spirit of anger away, it's gone. It doesn't wear off, it's gone. It's a spirit that made a home in you, that make you do the things you wouldn't do.
And then that would bring more of God's, the consciousness.
Well, it's He that take that away, and then He become apparent to you.
Right.
Yeah,
Okay. Right.
absolutely. Okay. Any question about any of that? If you stop judging yourself, you'll be fine just like that. But you got to stop playing God. You play God when you judge yourself. You play God when you make decisions. Yes, James.
Malkuth X gave a super chat. We got a lot of super chats.
Thank you.
Malkuth X asks, if we don't have a choice, we don't make decisions, and it's not our fault, why did God punish Adam, Eve, and Satan?
Why did He punish them?
Yeah.
Well, when they turned away from Him, they brought that upon themselves because they had no help from Him. They turned away from the light. You don't have any help. When your mother turned you away from your father, Satan become your daddy, you're under control of Satan. And there's nothing God can do about it. I mean, He can do something if He wanted to. He's God, right? But it's only when through suffering or something that brings you to realize, yes, they're wrong for what they've done, but I'm wrong for hating them for it. I'm wrong for being angry. They couldn't help it. That's when God can step in to help you. Or you know something, like when I was in a fallen state doing things I didn't want to do, I knew it was wrong, but I just didn't know how to overcome it. I didn't know how to stop it, right? And I would ask preachers and other people, you know what, I'm weak, I'm emotional, I'm into women, I'm this. I don't know how to overcome this. How do I overcome? And they would say, oh, read the Bible more, pray, read the Bible. I'm like, I already done that. It's not helping. Really, I would say, you know what, that's not helping. I've been doing that. I give tithes and offering. I go to church. I volunteer in the church. I've done all, none of that's working. But it was only when I asked God to let me see myself. I'm like, you know what, I'm fed up with trying to change myself. Let me see myself. And that's when the ball started rolling. When I asked Him to show me. Because I couldn't make myself change. Nobody, not one person on earth can make yourself change. Really. You're not in control, folks. And it's not your fault. It's the heart that God changes from hate to love. Anyone that has anger has hate. The heart is of stone. And it's because you have not forgiven. You have to forgive for your parents for what they've done to you. Just like you can't help it in that fallen state, they can't help it. They were controlled by evil. Your parents want to love you with the right love, but they don't have it. That's why they go to church sometimes, looking for the right love, because they know this thing it's not working. So just like you can help it, they can help it. When you forgive them, God will change your heart from stone to love, and life will live. You start living right. But you wouldn't think of it as I'm living right. When I was wrong, I thought about living right all the time, right? But once you're of the Father, you don't walk around every day thinking, oh, I'm living right. I'm not a sinner anymore. You just naturally do what's in front of you as you did when you were in the darkness. You never make any decision about anything. And you have a wait-and-see attitude about all things. That makes sense? Let me tell you, here, you scared me, man. What the? Who said that? Aren't you a military man? Yeah, don't be doing those military shout-outs right now. I'm playing. Yes, right here, and then Marlene got the last word. I got to end it. Okay, yes, sir.
Oh, I was just thinking that I realize if you go by that rule in a way, everything seems to go flow correctly. Like,
have a wait and see.
Well, if you just don't have the attitude of like, oh, this person did it because they just did it. If you think, oh, there's a spirit in them that did it, like if they are on the death penalty, you're not looking at them like, I'm gonna kill him. You're just thinking like, this guy's gotta die, but it's sad, but he's gotta go because he's causing problems. But
because you need the law of the land to contain him.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But you don't take it personal. You're just going about everything the right way because there's no emotion behind it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely, man.
I'll do that more.
It's such an amazing way to live. I'm telling you. I lived in hell, so I know what it's like to live in hell. And now I'm in heaven, paradise on earth. And it's amazing. Really, it's just mind-blowing. There are no words to it. But you got to overcome anger. Yes, Marlene. If you don't overcome that anger, you will play God and you bring hell upon yourself. Satan is your daddy. Yes.
So when Satan is your daddy, is he like, I guess, leading you or teaching you to become like your own God and like?
Yeah, you have his nature, and he makes you believe that you're in charge. Absolutely. And those are not your thoughts, because we don't have thoughts, right? They are his thoughts that make you believe, but you think that they are your thoughts, that you're in control, and you're not.
I think the satanic church, or if I'm not mistaken, it guides people to like, you're in control of your own life.
Yeah.
Live it however you want it.
When they teach you the Bible, they're making you think you're in control. That somehow the learning the Bible gonna make you a Christian. And it's not, it just builds your ego. Really, you're just like the secular intellectual person. You just know the Bible, but nothing's changing. And then you make up excuses for that. Oh, well, when I die, I go to heaven. You don't need to wait to die to go to heaven. Heaven is right here, right there, right at hand. Really, but you got to drop the anger. You must forgive. And stop judging yourself. As Irma's made that point, let's say that you can see you about to smoke a joint. I use smoking joint because everybody smokes joints. Not just Marlene. And let's say you're like, I don't want this joint. And then you put it away. I'm not going to smoke it. And then say, come back, oh, yes, you are. And now you're just feeling so strong about it, right? Go pick up the joint. Don't make it a big deal. Be aware of yourself, rolling it up. Do they still roll it? Or do you buy it in the pipe now? Yeah. But be aware of that. Don't get so all into it that you go unconscious. And that's why you lose the taste, period. Because God knows, he understands. He's not holding that against you. It's about your heart that he cares about. He cares about the whole you, but he cares about the heart because he wants to create love through you. Love is created from God through other human beings. And if you notice, everybody of evil, hatred is being created through human beings. No love. That's how love comes about, through another person. You're either of Satan creating a false love, or you're of God allowing the real love to come to you. That's what we're here for, to bring paradise on earth. All right? And we're all the same. We're not different in any way, except for color, so don't marry a black woman. He ready to go out and get a black one. Did you meet one lately or something?
No.
Oh, good. Huh? If she's rich? If she's mixed, still don't marry. We need white babies.
Why does it matter what color the babies are?
Because if we lose the black people, we're going to lose, if we lose the white people, we're going to lose the world.
Really?
Yeah. Are you surprised?
I don't know what to say. Yeah, I'm very surprised.
You should be saying amen. Anyway, I got to end. We'll talk about that more.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay. So, do you have anger? I can tell you have anger because you're shaking, your legs about to fall off.
I just...
Why are you so nervous?
I don't know. I'm just always like that.
You always like that?
Yeah.
And do you have anger?
I think sometimes, yeah.
You do have anger?
Mhm.
Have you has he told you that you need to forgive your mother?
Yeah, he's told me that.
And why have you done it?
I don't know how to forgive yet.
You don't know how to forgive her?
No. Well, not my mom. I have nothing to...
I'm sorry?
I have nothing to forgive my mom for.
Oh, you have nothing to forgive her for?
No.
She was perfect in raising you?
Well, I mean, there were some things that I think I was able to forgive because I saw she had a really good
Open
heart
your
and did
mouth
her
and speak.
best.
I don't understand you. Y'all understand her?
I mean...
You're not moving. Open your mouth. Are your teeth glued together?
I think that, you
No,
know...
I'm asking for real. I know you have on braces, right?
Yeah.
Are you able to move your mouth up and down?
Yeah.
Oh, open your mouth, girl.
Okay.
What the? How am I supposed to understand you?
Yeah.
No, I'm playing.
No, it's okay. No, she did her best, and so...
What did she do that you wish she had not done? Or stopped doing even now?
I mean, I guess, like, like invalidating, like, things and remembering things differently.
Invalidating things?
Yeah.
And what else? Remembering things differently?
Yeah, remembering things differently, and so that's frustrating, but when you realize that she's coming from a good place and she's not doing anything...
She's not coming from a good place?
Well, I think so.
How does she come from a good place when she remembers things that didn't happen that way?
Because that's her memory, that's her reality.
That's a what?
That's her coping mechanism.
Her own hell?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It's not from...
And so forgive her for those things then?
Yeah, I
But you need to
forgive
tell her though.
Yeah, I guess I could.
Are you able to tell, hey, mother, I'm sorry for resenting you because you're kind of crazy, but I know it's your own, your own thing.
I don't resent her.
What?
I don't resent her, though.
You don't resent her for that?
No.
It get on your nerves sometimes?
It did, but not anymore.
Well, then go forgive her for it. Because the only reason it gets on your nerve because you do have resentment. All anger is resentment.
Okay.
Yeah. But you need to face it so that you don't do that to your kids and you have peace and you won't turn your kids away from the father and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Is it hard to face her? Can you go with her? Are you a boyfriend?
Yep.
Can you go with her?
Yeah, I could.
Can you take him with you to deal with your mother?
I mean, I can. I just feel like that'd be opening things that have been closed already.
You'll be opening things that have been closed?
Yeah.
Like what?
Like, I don't think there's any reason to hash the past up. Like,
Well, you're not going to hash the past. You just want to forgive her for what you've done.
Yeah.
So that God can forgive you and make you free. So inside you will have perfect peace. You won't be shy. You won't be nervous. You'll be able to open up and speak to anyone. It wouldn't be a big problem.
okay.
Does that make sense?
That makes sense.
Yeah. And that way you wouldn't be trying to make him mad for no reason. That makes sense?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Go face your mother.
Okay.
And don't worry about how she's going to think. Let her think whatever she wants. If she apologizes, that's fine. If she doesn't, that's fine. Have no expectation. If she starts crying, that's fine. if she pretend, you just say, hey, I'm sorry for resenting you for those things.
Okay.
That makes sense?
That makes sense.
And if she fall out and die, that's fine.
Oh, no.
You don't know, they say, oh, mama dead.
No, I don't want that.
You don't want her to die?
No.
Why?
That's
Why
my
not?
mom.
What?
That's my mom. Why
You
would I
still
want
need
her
her?
to die? Huh?
You need her?
I love her.
Do you need her?
Of course.
For what?
I don't know.
She doesn't change diapers anymore, right?
No.
What do you need her for?
Just because I don't need her doesn't mean she doesn't belong on this earth.
I didn't say she, I said if she died, you know, no big deal.
Well, of course that would break my heart.
Right, for a day or two.
I'm sorry, I love my mom. I don't want her to
If
die.
you love your mother, you'll be honest with her.
Yeah,
You will forgive her.
okay.
That's what love is.
You're right.
You don't love her yet, but when you can forgive her, then you will love her.
Okay,
That makes sense?
that makes sense.
Do you disagree with that?
I mean, I agree and I disagree, so.
Which part you just real fast because we're totally out of time.
No.
But I love you. I'm dealing with this. What part do you disagree with?
That I don't love her because, I mean, I think I have forgiven her. I just haven't like straight up said, hey, I used to resent you and now I forgive you.
Well, why have you said that if you love her?
Because I feel like if I can forgive her without bringing that up, then it's better for both of us.
How did you come up with that idea?
Because then it doesn't make her feel guilty for anything that she's done in the past. There's no
But
reason to.
It is your fault if she feels guilty or not.
If I can avoid it, then yeah.
But if you love her, you wouldn't try to avoid her or prevent her from having her own pain. She may wake up, may realize she was really wrong. You're not God. You can't. You're not supposed to protect her from pain.
I guess, yeah.
Are you a Christian?
I mean, kinda.
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 Are you a Christian or not?
I believe in God and I believe in Christ.
You believe in God and Christ?
Yes.
Then go and forgive your mother. God said if you have a problem with someone, go and forgive them and I will forgive you.
Okay.
Who you love more, your mama or God?
God.
Well, then do what God said.
Okay.
All right?
Okay.
Amazing. You glad you came?
Yes, thank you.
I am too.
Thank you.
All right. How old are you?
I'm 27.
27?
Yes.
Wow, you look so young.
Thank you.
Nice. White don't crack. But anyway, I got to end this brand new biblical question. Brand new biblical question. So I was thinking about Job, and long story short, Job went through hell, right? He had it all, everything, and then some. And then Black Lives Matter came about. But anyway, Job had it all, and then the devil told God, I want to test Job. You think Job believe in you? He only believe in you because he has everything. And God said, all right, go test him. And Job never did give up hope. He kept his faith in God. So some of you know about that story, right? Okay. So my biblical question, first, how many of you have hope? You believe in God. You have faith in God. Oh, okay. Nice. I'm going to remember this next Sunday. I should have Nick come up and take a picture. All of your hands in the air. So my biblical question, how do you maintain your hope in God? How do you maintain your hope in God? Because you can have faith in the Father and never doubt, just as Job did. So the biblical question, big bump, how do you maintain hope, your hope in God? Isn't that an interesting question? Nice. So let me see the hands that have hope in God. Oh, okay. Oh, that's up, Chris. So did you have your hand? Yeah. You have hope in God?
Yeah, like
What?
I believe in God.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
And how do you maintain that?
It seems like it kind of happens naturally if you like open your heart and pray enough.
Right. Okay. How do you maintain? You believe in God? You have hope in God?
Yes.
And how do you maintain it? Do you maintain it?
Yeah, because I think that I mean, I used to have a problem with that. I think recently I realized this is just kind of a temporary place, so whatever happens is not, it's not permanent.
Oh, okay. All right, well, that's my biblical question for this week. All right? And we'll do the Super Chats and D Live tomorrow. Thank you for that. I will be back on air tomorrow, live on air, I think. I hope. And any announcement? If we don't have your mailing address, you should get it to us where we can mail you a copy of our newsletter. We have a new newsletter coming out soon, so end of the year newsletter. So make sure you go to rebuildingtheman.com and post your address there, wherever you like for it to be mailed. We don't give out any information about anyone, phone numbers or addresses, all right? So do the silent prayer, doubt every thought, speak up but don't resent. And thank you all so much for your tithing and offering. I do appreciate it. Have a good one. Thank you all for coming. Yeah. Amazing. So what I want to do